this is Maria at for Planck's Constant Project, Part 8. So some additional facts that I think that you guys might enjoy is that ever since 2019, numerical value of the Planck's constant has been fixed with an infinite decimal presentation. I thought you guys might like that because it just shows that even in this time and age, which that is probably 6 years ago, that but the fact that it's still being used and still being perfected for us to be able to use it, and since it's no longer it now has a numerical value, it's no longer determined or calculated in laboratories, which probably takes a weight off some people's shoulders who had to do that before. Other work that Max Planck did was he also contributed towards the fields of statistical mechanics. That is how he developed the Boltzmann distribution. The Boltzmann distribution is the distribution of atoms in a dilute gas. Scientists connected to his discovery, Heisenberg and Sommerfeld, are some people who were connected to his discovery. Other things people should know is that Planck's constant, that Max Planck was the very few people who actually realized the significances of Einstein's 1905 special theory of relativity. That special relativity later helped him win the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1918. Additional interest. Some facts that I found interesting is that the Heisenberg matrix mechanics in 1925, and I'm not going to butcher that, so I apologize. Wave equation in 1926 provided the proper quantization rules for electrons, and that where the energy reduces to the Bohr modal equation in the case of hydrogen atom. The reduced Planck's constant remains the fundamental quantum of angular momentum. Another fact is that the uncertainty principle of Heisenberg is expressed using Planck's constant. And on the right, I have a picture of the uncertainty principle. What I learned and what I would like to investigate more if given the time. What I learned is pretty much what I was expecting it to be. I just didn't expect it to be the foundation of quantum mechanics. And I didn't know that he and Einstein were in the same era. It's kind of like a blonde moment, but I never really connected the two. And so to find out like they were both in the same era and they actually bounced ideas off each other, which was pretty cool. And with more time, I would like to learn more about the special theory of relativity and how exactly it helped Planck win the Nobel Prize. And I would also like to learn about his time during the Nazi invasion, and as well as him as the president of the newly formed German Physical Society. Overall summary, I found it nice learning something new about physics and quantum mechanics. I never knew that it helped us so much, like the MRI. Let's see. The most important part was finding out how the Planck constant worked and how it came to be. I wanted to make sure that I understood it and made sure how it came to be. Like many know that Max accident actually didn't really mean to didn't really mean the Planck constant to become such a big thing. He was just trying to find a mathematical formula to help process what he was trying to do, but he ended up actually creating something even more important than just a mathematical formula. The easiest part the easiest part about the Planck's constant was how it was used. The Planck's constant is practically in all quantum formulas, which is also considered the foundation of quantum mechanics. The hardest part for me for this while doing this project was trying to find an equation or trying to make an equation that I understood and could get the answer from, and how I can relay it back to you guys where you guys will be able to figure it out as well without making it too difficult nor too easy. For me, I felt like that was my biggest hurdle that I just was taking a while for me to realize. What I found surprising about this process of working on this project, I found that it was surprising that many scientists still relate to the Planck's constant and that it was still recently updated in 2019. And let's see, relative, relative, sorry, I'm just butchering words today. Sources, part 1. Here are some sources I use, and on the right, I would be explaining that soon. Let's see, the source in the picture is Max Planck's Important Scientist, The Physics of the Universe. So I actually used this source to learn more about Max Planck and other scientists that helped or were connected to this theory. This gave me like a brief rundown of how he was and what else he did. A lot of websites and books that I have read to try to figure out about more or get more research material. This one surprisingly had some material that not the other ones have at all. Like, I didn't know he was the president of this newly formed German physical society. I didn't know that he was, uh, it was during the Nazi era as well, which I should have known due to the dates, but it never really connected with me. And I thought that it was just really cool that even though all that was happening, he still taught lectures, and he was also a Christian as well, which a lot of people consider him to be Jew. But yeah, I just really like this source, and I wanted to share it with you. Thank you.